During the holidays, my sister presented her partner, smirking at me. Meet our family's biggest disappointment. Can you imagine spending your entire life being called the failure of the family, only to watch your golden stepsister walk right into a company you co-founded, completely unaware that you signed her paycheck? What happened next didn't just shatter her world. It shattered theirs. My name is Elena Moore, though for most of my life, that name felt more like an afterthought than an identity. Standing in that dining room on Christmas night, watching Chloe just crumble under Daniel's words, something cracked open inside me. Maybe it was an old memory, maybe it was the ache of every year leading up to that moment. Because honestly, what happened at that dinner table didn't start there. Not really. It started a long time ago, long before Chloe ever learned how to wield a smile like a weapon. I grew up in a house that always felt slightly tilted, like things were just uneven before I was old enough to even understand imbalance. My mom died of breast cancer when I was 15, almost 16. She'd been the quiet anchor of my world. Gentle hands, tired eyes, a soft voice, always calling me my brave girl. When she was gone, the house just emptied out in ways that had nothing to do with furniture or space. It was like the oxygen thinned. And before I could even figure out how to grieve her, I had to learn how to breathe again. My father remarried 6 months later. That was all it took. People said he was lonely. Think he was afraid. Afraid of being left alone with a daughter who reminded him too much of the woman he'd lost. Tina came into our lives with bright lipstick, perfect hair, and a daughter who looked like she belonged on the cover of a teen magazine. Chloe. She was a year younger than me, but she carried herself like she knew the world owed her sunlight. She walked into our home with new clothes, new energy, new rules. And suddenly, I felt like a guest in my own childhood. When my father looked at her, something in his face softened in a way I hadn't seen since my mother was alive. When he looked at me, he mostly looked away. Then came their child, my half-brother, born a year later. I tried to love him, and maybe I did in a quiet sisterly way. But his arrival just sealed the hierarchy of the house. It wasn't spoken out loud, but it didn't have to be. There were 2 sets of children in our home and 2 sets of laws. Chloe had dance classes, tap, ballet, jazz. I remember holding her glittery costumes while she showed off spins in the living room. She got new shoes every school year, sometimes twice. Her birthday parties were events. Full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.